We're here today to talk about one of the fastest growing crimes in this country, and a crime that plagues more than 25,000 Texans every year, and that's the crime of identity theft. Identity theft is a problem where identity thieves use as their currency information. They take the information of others and try to take their name, take their identity, take their bank accounts, and take their money. The kind of currency and information that identity thieves trade in are things like Social Security numbers, bank account numbers, credit card numbers, passwords, any kind of information that these thieves can use to turn into hard, cold cash to rob somebody of their money, rob someone of their identity. Well, to help protect Texans from this growing problem of identity theft, in the last legislative session, the Texas legislature passed a new, tough, anti-identity theft law. It was called the Identity Theft Act. And what it does is it requires businesses across the state of Texas to either shred, erase, or otherwise make unreadable any kind of sensitive personal information of their customers. The legislature specifically recognized one of the problems that was existing in the state of Texas, and that is what is known as dumpster diving. What dumpster diving is when you have these identity thieves go into dumpsters behind stores, look in there, find information that contains things that identity thieves can use to take money. And so the legislature was very well aware of this very serious problem. One of the worst violations of this new law that I have seen is what we have found with regard to ezpawn. During the past few weeks, investigators from my office have looked into dumpsters of ezpawn across the state of Texas. And we have found that at 16 stores of ezpawn across the state of Texas, ezpawn has illegally dumped private customer information in the dumpster. These include 4 ezpawn stores in San Antonio, as well as ezpawn stores in Houston, Austin, in the Rio Grande Valley, and also in Lubbock. The illegally dumped information included credit loan applications showing things such as names, addresses, Social Security numbers, driver's license numbers, bank account numbers, and dates of birth. This really is a gold mine for identity thieves and a disaster zone for the customers who went to ezpawn thinking that their information was going to be kept private. A classic example of one of the documents that we found is what you see on these boards on both sides of myself. This is one of the documents. What we have done is we blacked out the information that should be kept private. The way you see it with the blackout there is not the way we found it. The way we found it had all of that information included. You can see on there things such as bank account numbers. When you have the name, address, bank account number of an individual, this provides exactly what an identity thief needs to rob that person of their money from their bank account. Well, to crack down on this problem, today we filed a lawsuit here in Bexar County against ezpawn for violating the Texas Identity Theft Act. We're seeking from the court an injunction to prevent ezpawn from any further illegal dumping of this personal private consumer information. We're also seeking penalties of up to $50,000 per violation. We're also adding another claim under the Texas Deceptive Trade Practices Act. The reason for this is that ezpawn advertises that they do all they can to protect the privacy of the information of their customers. Well, clearly, the game that they talk is not the game that they play, because even though they tell their customers they're protecting their private information, at the same time, they're dumping that private information in a dumpster where anybody could come along and find that information. Now, ezpawn put hundreds of Texans at risk for identity theft. One of those Texans is with us today. Her name is Aisha Jackson, and she was one of the customers of ezpawn here in San Antonio. Information revealing her name, bank account number, and other sensitive information was dumped into a dumpster behind an ezpawn store here in San Antonio. And at this time, I'd like to have Aisha say a few words.
I didn't find out that they threw away my identification until about last week, and They threw away all my information, all my checking information, all my bank statements and stuff, and I just can't believe that they did something like that, because every time that I go in there, they would tell me that all my stuff was protected, but it wasn't this time. So I just can't understand why that they would throw away all my information in the trash.
Someone who is stricken by identity theft can spend countless hours trying to repair the damage done, and they may lose hundreds if not thousands of dollars. It's also important to understand that identity theft is a big-time issue for businesses in this country. Some reports indicate that businesses may lose up to $50 billion as a result of identity theft. So cracking down on this problem is absolutely essential here in the state of Texas. We're not going to tolerate any more identity theft, or we're not going to tolerate any more instances of businesses subjecting their customers to identity theft by illegally dumping in dumpsters behind their stores information that can subject their customers to this growing problem.